Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. So we have a lot to talk about here, and that is thank you celebration that will be coming up after the banner, because we all know Vegeta's next. This is the next big celebration, and I actually had to go back and look at this myself because I actually got a couple of things wrong on my initial reaction of talking about it last night on stream. So I wanted to make up a follow-up video because last night we actually talked about the crossover summons and stuff like that and what everybody thinks and everything. So I just want to go ahead and get that out of the way right now. I do not think we're going to get Super Saiyan 3 Rose or anything like that. I don't think we're going to skip all of like what 20 something characters or so. I don't think that's going to happen at all on the upcoming crossover summons. But I will say this is that last year, 2020, we did get a sort of a Dokkan Fest out of the bunch, which was the Xeno Super Saiyan 4 Vegito. He actually had a Dokkan event, and that was the first time that we actually had that. So what else could they possibly do, for 2021? And maybe throw in an LR. I'm just going to go ahead and throw my prediction in of possibly LR, since they want to try and do, new things and stuff. And especially implementing Dokkan Fest last year, and then maybe not calling him a Dokkan Fest, but technically he's a Dokkan Fest. They hadn't done that at all. So what'd be cool if they actually came out with an LR? Who would be the LR? Well, we don't know. I will say that just looking about what we could actually expect from the banner wise is obviously more units. So all these guys should be in the SSR pool rate. Maybe probably Xeno Super Saiyan 4 Vegito is featured. Everyone besides him should go back in the general pool rate down here of SSRs of their banner, because that's how this is featured, and then all the rest of the units are down there. So all of these units besides, I would say, Xeno Super Saiyan 4 should be down below, and then we have the new cast in there of characters that will be featured, because again, this is a featured multi. Like, you get a featured character every multi, guaranteed feature every multi. So what would be cool is if they actually put in an LR there that would actually, incentivize more people to summon, because right now the hype is very real for this banner, and the closer we actually get to November, the more hype it gets. So what would be cool is if we see a LR exclusive first LR in there. That would be dope. But I had to go back and actually look at a couple things, because I was wondering when the actual celebration sort of started. And I think it started the 18th or so, but I actually went back and first to look at the Bardock scene where it actually came out, and it was both the same time on Global and JP. And then if you go back and look at last year, it was like obviously this different because the thank you celebration, stuff like that. So they actually, by the way, he actually came out the 6th. So I actually had this wrong. And what I mean by that is I actually thought that the actual crossover banner came out before the actual Duel Fest, and apparently the Duel Fest comes out beforehand, and then it's actually the Super Dragon Ball Heroes. And what I mean by that is that in part 1, if you come down here and look, actually you don't even have to. There's part 1, part 2, but then there's actual Super Dragon Ball Heroes special campaign. And from what you can see down here was that this is part 1. And you can see the times where everything started around the 5th or so. As you can see, again, there's packs for both of the banners and stuff like that, because I can't remember if they had tickets or not. But they may have, seen as it was a different time, so it didn't have to come out at the same time. But chain battle, stuff like that, and this was all the first part. But if we come back up here and take a look back at that special campaign of Super Dragon Ball Heroes, you see that there was a campaign, social media, and also Dokkan Now for that, which again, Dokkan Now sort of generates hype. Anytime everybody sees a Dokkan Now, it generates hype. So there you go there. But if you go back to part 2 right here, you see that it was the 20th that the first legendary banner came out, then the 24th, then the 28th, but the 18th started on part 2. So pretty much, I think part 2 was, if I'm not mistaken, sort of in the it was a part of, so part 2 and the crossover was part of part 1. Well, excuse me, part 2. So and they sort of were kind of clever about how they done it, because if you look at that, you would think it was 3 parts, but it's actually just 2 parts, and the special Super Dragon Ball Heroes was actually in part 2. So you had all of this stuff with the banner and stuff like that popped off as well, and then you had all the other legendary banners and stuff like that. So you look at the countdown, because there was a countdown, and you can see that there was tickets. So last year, yes, so last year there was tickets for both of the Dokkan Fest that you could get there, and then there was missions as well that allowed you to get tickets as well too. So you got tickets from the countdown on both. You got tickets and missions. There was a lot of social media stuff. If I'm not mistaken, that was happening because there was this one, and then they actually had the Super Dragon Ball Hero stuff in there. The Dragonstone count now, the Dragonstone count just for part 1 was 187 Dragonstones, and then part 2 was 177. So you had a total of 364 Dragonstones in there. So that's 7 multis that you got in November, which, by the way, even if you want, I'm going to go ahead and say right now, this part 2 down here, in terms of banner wise and stuff like that, that's laughable. You definitely should be skipping that again. There should be, I'm gonna say, since it was Super Saiyan 3 Broly last year, I'm gonna say that this is probably gonna be the Super Saiyan 3 Goku, Angel Goku, on global. But yeah, it's like there's missions through here. Again, a ton of Dragon Stones to get. So if you're looking about Dragon Stones right now, like, oh man, I'm hoarding Dragon Stones right now for Gogeta. If you're hoarding Dragon Stones currently right now, you've seen there's a lot to get, and that was just last year. So this year could be more of a present. You know, they could give more from Dokkan now, because I think last year, I didn't see actually no, Dokkan now should have been here. New Dokkan event, story, mission, login. Actually, maybe they didn't give anything for Dokkan. They did have the crossover login there, and then the login. So I guess there wasn't anything for Dokkan now. So potentially, probably this year, maybe they do have Dokkan now, and maybe they have some Dragon Stones in there. But yeah, other than that, that's pretty much the thank you celebration that's going to be coming up. There's going to be a ton of stuff to do. There's going to be a lot of Dragon Stones, as you can see, almost 400 Dragon Stones in there. So again, it's 400 Dragon Stones. I don't think they're going to do what they did with the 350 million download celebration by giving a Bulma event. Don't expect anything like that. But in terms of just everything, there's tickets. So if you're summoning, you're still going to get reimbursed with the tickets. And all of everything, November should be a very high time, and so should be December. So yeah, it looks like, you know, November, December is going to be a hype time, thank you celebration. And after that, we'll have the Christmas stuff and everything for that one. And then the New Year's celebration and everything. So that'd be more Dragon Stones there. But for right now, looking towards this one, I would probably say, especially if you were planning on skipping, you know, the Vegeta, which he is very good. Now I would say you'd probably be able to waste a couple multis on just to test your luck, see if you get them, because you never know. And know that you're going to get reimbursed through here, because there's a lot of stuff, Dragon Stones. So again, hopefully this video was very informational for you. If it was, hit the like button, subscribe, turn on notifications. Stay, God bless, and I'm out. Peace.